I was recently in a comment section on your on YouTube, and we were talking about price of the game, and I think Vince talked about this as well. The price of fantasy was that well, to me, he was talking about his Games Workshop models too expensive, but my topic is, was fantasy too expensive for the beginning player? And in my opinion, I'm going to say no, because it all depended on what were you trying to achieve when you started playing. Were you trying to make a dick kicker? Now, to make a dick kicker, it's going to be expensive. You want to start off kicking dicks, fantasy was going to be expensive. Yes. But if you just wanted to start the game, fantasy was actually cheaper than 40K. There are a lot of reasons why this is. And I know this is me beating on the dead horse again, but I don't have anything else better to do because, well, Games Workshop ruined my life. But it ruined my hobby. You know, not necessarily because they stopped. It's because it discouraged a lot of people. But anyway, this is an Empire box. It was $85.99. Now, if you buy two of these boxes, you could actually play the game for a little over $170. Now, that's $170. What can you get for $170? Well, you get 16 knights. You'll get 20 pistoliers. You'll get 20 sword masters, and you would get 40 halberdiers. Now, that's a damn good start. You might have to buy an Empire guy, and I'll close it out. Here is $152 for Dark Elves. If you get two of these boxes, you would have 40 Corsairs. You would have another 40 archers, a bunch of fast cavalry, and 2 chariots. That's a good start. Let's go to the 40K side. I'm about to blow your mind. All right, so this is about $100 and something. Can you start playing the game? No. If you bought two of these boxes, would you start being able to play the game? No, you wouldn't. You would need Fire Warriors too. They're going to be $50, and you're going to need a lot of them. Well, Fire Warriors are like 12 points a piece or something like that. And then you got to get their upgrades and stuff like that. And it's not even including the drones. All right, so that's $50. I'm about to show you something. Wait for it. And here we go, $525. Now that Empire box set times 2 costed a fraction of this. And this, you can't even start playing the game with this. This is just your heavy support. That's it. $150. That's quite a bit of money for one model. I'm betting that thing is like 300 something points. So you're just over 10% of your army size if you buy one of these. It might be 400. Here's a Land Raider, $74. It used to be $35. I don't know what the points cost is, but I think it's around 200, 225, 250 points for a Land Raider, standard. You know what I'm saying? And this would be exactly 10% of your army size. Drop pod. Drop pods cost around 50 points or 60 points, 70 points, something like that. You know what I'm saying? As a unit upgrade. I was like, and it's $37. The only thing it does is drop on the field and it sits there the entire game, and it counts as terrain. I mean, look at these Space Marines here. I mean, if you bought 2 boxes of this, you could play the game. I'm going to admit that. You can start playing this game with $200 if you're running Space Marines. That's a good start. Will it be effective? No. Not as effective as that Empire army would have been if you just bought the Titan box sets of Empire. $140 for this. Will you be able to start the game? No, not with one of them. If you bought 2 of them, would you be able to start the game? Yeah, you'd be able to play it. You wouldn't be. I wouldn't say you're going to win with it. I mean, You're going to get some enjoyment, maybe. $150 for this thing. Now, mind you, this is not going to be your entire army. It's not going to be half your army. It may be a quarter. I mean, like I said, same thing with fantasy. If you want a dick kicker, towel army, you're gonna come off that money. Dog is back here chasing his tail. He is bored out of his mind. He feels like I feel. Bored. Chasing his tail. Man. $800 some odd dollars. $825 to be exact for this. Could you start playing the game? Yes. Could you effectively play a game? Yes. Is it going to be a dick kicker? No. But you could start. But it's $825 for a start. Not like the Empire. The Empire, you could actually start and play a good, comfortable game with that. You know, just a little over $100 and something dollars. You could play a good, comfortable game with this as well, except for the fact that it's $821. So if it's $821, I better be getting more than just some models, all right? You know what I'm saying? Somebody's wife is going to get violated for that. or daughter. Somebody's daughter's getting some, got to. You know what I'm saying? $787. Look at this. This is insane. And I guarantee you this is not really 2,000 points. It may be. It might. I mean, you might be able to take some models and upgrade them to the hilt. Now it'll be 2,000 points. Here, $525. This is just heavy support. You're going to need more models. Yeah, that's quite a bit of money for that. $225. Now that Empire army that I showed you earlier, 2 battalion box sets the Empire would put you under that 225 marker, and you would have an entire Empire army. This is just 3 dudes. So the idea of fantasy being expensive, and that's the reason why it was hard for people to play it or get into it, that's an utter lie. Be truthful with yourself. You didn't want to paint all those models. Here, look, $450 for 3 guys. You could actually buy you could buy 4 battalion box sets of Empire for that cost. And you would have every Empire troop that you would need ever in your life. Here's 5 Space Marines. Think about it. 2 boxes of that is $70. If you were to look at Gore, which are $25 a box, $70 for 3 boxes of Gore, not 2 units of troops. And those Gore, there'll be 30 of them. You would be able to, with 2 of these boxes, you would be able to play a Space Marine army. Would it be 2,000 points? Probably not. But you could definitely start. But that'd be $200. Here is a single crisis suit. You would need 3 of those to make a unit. He can jump around by himself, but guess what? He'll be very his balls will be hanging in the wind, and he will die really quickly. Here's $525. This is just the heavy support. This is just the heavy support. I repeat, this is just the heavy support. And would you be able to play this by itself? No, you wouldn't. But it's $525. You would need Fire Warriors and or Pathfinders. Now, if you took that last set and you put it with this set here, you would actually have an army. Would it be an effective army? It's hard to determine. But you definitely have an army. Not saying that Space Marines are 40K is a bad game system. Well, game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's not what I prefer. I don't like, personally, I never liked. Well, I did like skirmish games at one time. I had eight 40K armies at one time. So it's not like I never liked them. It's the price. The reason why is the price. I won't go back to 40K because 40K is more expensive than fantasy. Always has been. It's just when people see all the models that you have to have in a fantasy army, they get discouraged. And I think they use the they use the excuse of it's too expensive for me as a way of walking away from trying to actually try it out. Like I said, this Land Raider was $35 back in 2002. It's the same Land Raider. It hasn't changed. They haven't added any more sprues to it or anything. It's this exact same Land Raider. I used to have 8 of them. And I think the problem is that people, when they see fantasy, they see a lot of models, and they think when I buy this box of guys, it's only going to be 5 guys. Like, fantasy is not like that. Usually you're talking about 12 guys, 10 guys. You're getting, you're getting at least 1/3 of the unit size whenever you buy a box set. When you buy a battalion, however, you're getting, for every 2 battalion boxes you buy, you're getting every unit, every model you're going to need for that particular unit and more. Those units that are in that box, because usually they have more in the box than they would they have more in the battalion box set than they would in the regular unit box set. Like Space Chaos Warriors, you get 20 Chaos Warriors or something like that in the battalion. In the box, you only get 12. Here's Kings of War. This is what you get for $160 with Kings of War. That's quite a bit compared to their rival 40K and Fantasy. So by far, Fantasy is cheaper than 40K, but by far, Kings of War is cheaper than both. So this is $235, I believe it is, and you get all of that. That's not a picture on the back of the book to tell you how cool the army would look if you were to have all this stuff. This is what you get for $200+. That's what you get. And besides that, the Kings of War people actually support their stuff. So that's another reason why I'm going to be moving to Kings of War. I'm going to start going out to my local store and just sitting around waiting on people, and I'm going to blitz them. What are you doing, man? You going to play a game? Want to play a game? Want to try a game with me? Here you go. Here's an army. Here's my Beastman army. It's a horde army. Some people were saying, well, the reason why your Chaos Warriors were so cheap is because there's so few. This is a Beastman army. They're a horde army. This is $200 worth of Beastmen. I have 2 casters and my general and 2 units of hounds. This is $60 more dollars. I get a Cygor. I'm probably not ever going to use a Cygor, but actually Cygors are pretty good. You get 2 of them and you start throwing strength 6 rocks on people. It's pretty nasty. I get all that for $260. $260. This is $330 because I actually have an extra 10 guys in the back of that Best of Gore unit. So that's $330. $330, $340, somewhere in that range. All right, and that's actually 2,000 points right there. 25. That's actually 2,500 points. This is over 2,500 points. This is around 3,000 points. This is what you get with 3,000 points. And I probably could add in a Doom Bull in there. So, yep, Fantasy is cheaper than 40K. Always has been. And now it always will be because it's